Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. What are you doing in my car? Okay, you want to go to Oakland with me? That's right, that's where I'm going today. Let me pick you up. I don't know how long you've been sitting in the back of my car, but yeah, we are in Alameda. That's right, in the safety of Alameda. And we are going to head right over there through the tunnel. That's right, we have 4 bridges and 2 tunnels that'll take us to Oakland. So we're gonna go look at a little bit of graffiti, a little bit. Over in Oakland, the graffiti is rampant over there. So if you wanna go see a little graffiti, we're gonna go see the old Greyhound bus station. Let's go. Okay, well, I got you on the old selfie stick with the Osmo 5 so I can really stick the camera out the window as I'm driving, and you got a good hold on it. So this is a good view of us going through the tunnel here in Oakland. So yep, there's the Alameda College. I will roll this other window up. Even though I have the microphone on, it's always good to have a little bit of quiet inside the car. So yes, as we go over to Oakland, I'll stick the camera in the car for a minute because there is a red light here. I've been wanting to go to Oakland and film the war on graffiti. Now, I didn't bring my drone today because, well, that's got to be set up just right. The drone has to be set up just right. So we're just going to do handheld video of what catches my eye. Is that there used to be a beautiful Greyhound, a bus Greyhound station. And here's the problem with this side of the island. You see, everybody has to get through this tube to get on the freeway. And you don't want to block the intersection, be one of those people. But at the same breath, you don't want to lose your turn and have somebody like this get in your lane. So there is always that catch-22. Oh, there's, for all you people that don't live in California, there is the Alameda In-N-Out. And the only In-N-Out that ever closed was in Oakland. That's right. So Oakland had their In-N-Out closed, but Alameda still has theirs. So the reason that Oakland In-N-Out closed is because there was burglaries of employees and customers. The customers were getting robbed as they sat in the drive-through. So In-N-Out, you know, that place always has a line, and the drive-through, you don't move, so that's a good place to pick you off. So here we go. We are headed, remember, we are looking at the graffiti today, and you can see we're going into Oakland. We are not in Oakland yet. Alameda does a pretty good job of keeping the graffiti under the wraps, but as you can see, as soon as you spray over it, it comes back with a vengeance. But here are the people trying to get into the tunnel. So I will stick this camera out the window, and this is called the Alameda portal. So we have the Webster tube that we're going to drive into right here. I'll hold this camera real tight. And yeah, we're going into Oakland. Like I said, we got 4 bridges, drawbridges, and 2 tunnels. So you're going to go through one of them. And like I said, doesn't look like we're going to go through pretty fast. Usually you fly through here pretty quick. But I'll turn on my lights. It looks like there might be an accident. People are trying to get over. I don't know. Maybe they just see a little gap. See, this is what happens when you see a little gap. You leave a little bit of room around here as you're driving, people will pull in on you. So you almost have to leave no room for anybody. But you can see that other slow lane's not moving very fast, so people will cut you off to get into your little gap. So there's a fine line here of what kind of gap. There's the Alameda portal. All right, we are in. So you can drive your bicycle through here. And I don't know if I would want to be in here during fire. I don't see, you know, any much way out. There is a cool breeze going through here. I have the window open, so you do feel the breeze, but, and I don't think they allow cargo ships. Well, the cargo ships are right above us, believe it or not. But I don't think they let cargo containers, yeah, the trucks come through here. So anyway, there you go, the Alameda portal. So believe it or not, you are underneath water right now. That we're headed over to downtown Oakland. And the more development that they've been building Alameda out for a while. The more they build Alameda out, the more traffic gets through this tunnel. So, whoa, muscle car, I heard it. But you can hear that. That's an old, you see it, El Camino. I think that's what they called those back in the day. All right, well, traffic's not moving too fast, but you're getting a full glimpse of, we call this the Posey Tube, believe it or not. The Posey Tube. And sometimes it's really flying, and a lot of times it's just like this, just barely crawling. But you're getting the full, what do we want to call, I guess I should turn on my lights, no? Are they on? Yeah, they were on. I have my glasses on. But they were talking about getting another tube. I don't know how they submerge a tube. How do they build a tube? I don't know. I guess like they did this one, just bore underneath the bay. Well, there you go. I can see some light at the end of the tunnel. And as soon as we see a little bit of light, that'll be Oakland, California. Yep, so when you come to Oakland, lock your doors. It's not that bad. Not like the news says it is. But you just gotta, don't be stupid, as they say. You don't want to be walking around with fancy jewelry on, or, you know, flashy, you know, things, I guess. But here we go. Oakland, California. All right, we made it. Okay, so we are going to go to, where are we calling that? We are going to the old Greyhound station. So it's all by sense of smell or sense of taste. I'm not really sure how to get there. So, and like I said, I do have my one hand on the wheel and one hand on the selfie stick, and you can see that there is graffiti almost on every inch of wall. And some of these are beautiful art, and some of it is just straight up graffiti. So Oakland has a graffiti war. You see that garage door right there is all white, and that does not stay white very long. That is a war. Those people who own that building have to wake up and have a war on graffiti almost every day. So, yeah. But if you put on some kind of mural on your building like this over here, you will see that people like respect it. They respect the murals. The graffiti artists respect the murals. So And that's kind of a street you really don't want to go down because it's Chinatown. It gets really busy here. So we're just gonna keep following the Oh yeah, that's like a street fair over there. Oh boy, I might have just stepped in it. All right, well, we're gonna make our way. See how they don't, the graffiti artists, they don't mess around here with the murals. The murals, I guess if you are a business owner, you paint a mural, but the graffiti artists still get on top of the roofs up there, or even on the, you know, see on the awning right there. So, okay, we're going. Got to be careful in Oakland. Oh, that's why this street was so open, because it turns you right back to the one-way. All right. Well, you live and learn, but I guess I just learned. But you can see this graffiti gets a little bit of a pass, the murals on the wall. But see all that up there on the windows are all painted? The windows are painted white up there because the business owners are getting fined. Maybe I'll find that video I shot. The business owners are getting fined for having the graffiti not covered up. So here's that street fair I'm talking about. All right. Yeah, graffiti artists, so they have been finding the customers. You can see the graffiti on that store right there. It says Tubbs. Yeah. Okay, Oakland, Chinatown. You hear it. You see it. Guess I'm not going down this street. Well, I kind of ran into a can of worms, didn't I? Darn it. Oh well, you live and learn. Live and learn. I should have just stayed on the freeway. Or got on the freeway. All right, well, let me get to where I'm going. I don't want to go down the Posey Tube again. I don't want to go back to Alameda. So let me get to where I'm going and I will start this video, I should say. All right. Cut. Okay, well, it is apparent that, like I said, almost every inch is covered in graffiti, and even the street signs way up high are covered in graffiti. So Caltrans have to take care of that. But this abandoned courthouse has been here for quite a while, and it looks like there has no activity been going on here. Just a big fence. They put a fence around it a long time ago. So yeah, we're gonna head to downtown Oakland, but things aren't moving, are they? All right, here we go. So we are on Broadway, and that is the Oakland Police Department. And that fence seems to be new. Is that building closed? I don't know. But yeah, we are at 7th and Broadway, and we are headed to the Oakland Greyhound Station. Now that Greyhound Station, like I said, it was a beauty. And now it's just covered in graffiti, so we're gonna go look at that, but just getting there is half the fun, so I'm just gonna keep sticking you out the window here. Like I said, Oakland gets a bad rap, but it's not that bad. I mean, does it need to have the president send military and calm the smash and grabs and all the looting? I don't know. It seems like that's not a good idea, but it's working. So, yeah, you can see Oakland is not that bad. Now, I don't know if I would want to hang my phone out the window, but yeah. The funny thing is I'm not really sure. I think I'll turn up here to find that what am I finding? The Greyhound Station, but the Greyhound Station is abandoned. So that's how you get to BART if you want to go to our subway. But look at the old buildings that Oakland has, not have. Use that proper English. But yeah, it is a beautiful building. Buildings. All right, well, we're gonna turn right here on Telegraph. We're gonna go down this way and get closer to the freeway. Look at that skinny building. Yeah, we're getting close, because I remember that Greyhound Station was up here by the Fox Theater. So I think we'll go past this Fox Theater and we'll take a left, and we're gonna go find the graffiti. So does Oakland look like that bad to you? I don't see a lot of businesses open here. I see for lease, for lease, for lease, for lease. I see a lot of businesses that are not open. So anyway, but there again, if you have the graffiti on your building, well, you're not gonna, or I should say a mural. If you have the mural on your building, you probably won't get graffitied. So there you go. Let's go ahead and start this now. Okay, it is apparent that we've made our way to the Fox Oakland Theater, and this is a beauty. They don't make them like this anymore, do they? Look at that thing. Even this man over here is taking a picture of it. So, yes, the Fox Theater in Oakland. What a beauty. That thing was supposed to come down at one time. They were going to demo it like a lot of these old theaters. They were just going to demo that thing. Looks like Ben Harper's going to play here and a couple other people, but there it is. It's still functioning as a theater. The Oakland Fox Theater. So, yeah, we're making our way to the Greyhound Station here. And where it's at, well, we're finding out together. I know there was an ice skating ring down here somewhere I went to at one time. I feel like I'm close to the ice skating ring. Believe it or not, we have ice skating ring here in Oakland. Yeah, this is all those new, they call this regentrification. Regentrification. That means that they made a bad part of town into a good part of town. So a lot of people don't like that. So if you look around here, these are all new buildings here in Oakland. All right, I can smell it. We're getting closer, but where? As soon as I run into that freeway, I'll know. I will know soon. We're gonna go straight here one more block, and it should be to our right or left. But this is, like I said, this is almost where you want to roll up your window. You're getting into that rough part of town here. So here we go. I want to say we're going down this road right here. Martin Luther King. Just look at the graffiti everywhere. But we're going down Martin Luther King. So even though they say Martin Luther King was a man of peace, it seems like whatever town you go to, Martin Luther King, that's probably the roughest part of the neighborhood. So I think I'll cut this video till we get our spot. Well, there it is. They've actually painted it all. So this is the Greyhound station, and this thing was just totally covered in graffiti, and now it's not. They painted it all white. Wow. Yeah, it's all... Okay, there's some of it, but the roof was all painted. Wow. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. Yeah, I was expecting more of this. So that is a one-way. Yeah, there it is. The bus depot. Yeah, they painted over the back of that. That used to be all full of paint. I'm gonna stick you up high, okay? Here we go. How high can you go? So there it is, the Oakland Graffiti War. This whole building used to look like that. That guy's taking his risk driving that nice bicycle around here. But there you go. That's what all of Oakland looks like. If you have any kind of wall, that's what you're gonna have here. But they did spray paint the rest of it. I thought it was all like this. But nope. Okay, I think I'll have to go around this bus maybe. Here we go, going around. Oh, now he goes, now he goes. Yep, see how that wall's all white? They just recently painted this. So all these people must have just been recently moved. Yeah, all this was recently painted. Looks like somebody's like a security guard even guards it now. I don't know. All right, well, that's what we get. That's what we got. Let's stick you back in the car here. All right, we saw a little bit there, didn't we? All right, let's cut this video and make our way to our last location here in Oakland. And roll up this window a little bit? I don't know. Like I said, as soon as you cross over to East Oakland, or West Oakland, excuse me, that's where things get even more interesting. All right, let's get there. You can see right here, this is what greets you here in West Grand Street in West Oakland. So yeah, like I said, this is a rough and tough part of Oakland for sure. Yeah, West Oakland, welcome to it. What the? Yeah. So I'm just trying to get to my next location to show you the war on graffiti. They started fining each company around here. If they don't clean up the graffiti each week, well, they get fined. So I'll have to add that news story because that is just crazy. All right, see that company is going to get fined. See, this is the graffiti that I'm talking about where they use like a pressure can to get way up there. So a lot of this graffiti is just not even art. So a lot of people call it art. A lot of people call it vandalism. But you can see it's on the curbs, it's on the sidewalk, it's anywhere that is not got some kind of, I want to call it mural on it, but yep, here we go. That's about what you see everywhere. More regentrification, you can see that. You see that new building? The problem with that is no one can afford to live here. All right, let's get to my last location and be done with this video. So I guess you would call this San Pablo Avenue. So I need to get over here and we'll take a left at my first left. I think I'm getting more into Emeryville / West Oakland. So yeah, let's cut this video and get to our left. All right, there's a good example of a building that needs to be maintained every week. It needs a fresh coat of paint, because if it doesn't, well, you're going to get this. But I always liked this mural coming up. This is one of the buildings believe it or not, I've been to before. So it's right past this block. Hopefully this car is not going to come out in front of me. But you can see there's the graffiti on the wall. But if you have a mural like this, let's get out right here and we'll take a look at it. I think I can get out of this car and take a look at it real quick. Okay, well here's a good example. This is kind of a bad shot because it's in the shade. But you could say West Oakland, and it says right here, West Coast Blues. But this is a good example of if you have a mural on your wall, well, you get away with no graffiti. And if you don't have a mural on your wall, well, here you go. You're gonna end up like this. Every inch will be painted like that. So, pro tip, if you have a business in Oakland, put a mural on your wall like this. That'll eliminate graffiti artists have respect for other mural artists. So not always, not all, but most of the time. Okay, this is not our final destination. We'll get there. You can see this side has been graffiti free, but this side over here has, so it goes to show you that Oakland has been fining these companies a lot of money to keep the graffiti off of the buildings. So here's a little neighborhood. Look at this. Yep. Oakland, California. All right, let's get to our spot. Didn't I already say that? Looks like we might have a fire, but look at here. This is the trash. It's all rampant. I'll let this car go behind me. But yeah, it looks like there's a fire up here somewhere. How about that graffitied out? Yeah, there's a fire, or somebody's putting out a fire, I don't know. All right, let's go see if we can put out a fire. Oh my goodness. Wow. I might have to roll the window up here. I don't even know if I want to go down that road, do you? Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I guess you could take a chance, but I don't know. How do I get out of here? Oh, there's the fire. There is the fire right there. Wow. Am I the first one here? I don't know. That's a fire, all right. It's like they just think it's okay. It's just a normal fire. What the hell? It's just a normal fire. Wow. I gotta turn around and see that. Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. It is apparent that we are on Wood Street, and you can see all these concrete pillars are up for one reason only, is to keep the RVs and the homeless out. But I was just driving down here doing a little video, and I'm continuing to do a video. But I saw this fire and I thought it would be out of control. But no, it looks like they're just burning stuff like willy-nilly. So I'm going to keep my voice down and we're just going to listen to this. Okay, I don't want my cover blown. They were yelling at me. So, oh my goodness. Oak Street. Or I should say, this is Wood Street in Oakland. So this is their new apartment housing that they built for them. All right, let's get to our last destination. We're almost there, but boy, was that a war zone or what? My goodness. Well, there is hope for this side of Oakland. It looks like the Oakland Ballers, they're a ball team. I don't know if they're playing right now, but they redid this ballpark. And so this used to be all riff-raff, and they've cleaned this all up. So now it's, this used to be a homeless dump, and now it's parking. So that's kind of nice that this is being utilized. West Oakland coming back, kinda. Looks like soccer. Soccer's the game here. All right, last stop and we're done. Okay, this is the spot that I've been wanting you to see. And this is what people see coming down the freeway. So this is a notorious graffiti wall. You see it from Bart. And it is all over the place. There's the freeway going to San Francisco. But yeah. Let me get this selfie stick out this car window like that. There's your graffiti war. Are these guys painting right now? Yeah, all around here. All right, you saw it. Oakland's graffiti war. So just imagine that no matter how many times you clean this up, it comes back. This is like the perfect little spot right here for your art. Right? Art. That's what we're calling it. Oakland art. All right. You can see right here is where they try to clean it up, but they'll never do it. Never do it, never do it. All right, let's go in this video at a nice, safe location. Well, nothing, even Alameda, even in the middle of the country, nowhere is safe from graffiti. Nowhere safe from vandalism. No one is safe from drugs. No one is safe from alcohol. No one is safe from the sins of man. No one is safe from a toe being stubbed. Nobody is safe from other people. And nobody is safe from themselves. All right? Well, there you go. As far as you can see, all around you, look at this. All around you, graffiti, graffiti, graffiti. You see it, you see it. So some people call this art. What do you call it? I don't know. I call it defacing other people's property. But they will say they pay taxes. So that's their property, isn't it? Well, there's Oakland for you. As you pull in to Oakland, this is all you see. What a mess. Well, look at the mural. The mural doesn't have anything on it. All right, we're gonna end our spot and end this video. What a long one. No one likes long videos. Wow, imagine living next to that. Yeah, if you look real close, it seems like it almost every intersection is where the tires, they do like burnouts. So you can see right there is, if you look hard enough, this camera is not very good, but you can see that they do donuts right in the middle of the intersection here. Not the donuts you eat either. They're living in that RV. They're just not even trying to keep quiet. It's almost like a Grand Theft Auto episode. Everybody's got their head on their shoulders. Well, this is a fun fact. This road that I'm traveling on used to be the 880 freeway that collapsed in the Loma Linda earthquake. I'm not saying that right, but all this whole open area right here is right where the earthquake collapsed, all the way down. Fun fact. Oh, look at that building. Yeah, you think they're not going to get fined by the city? I don't know. But that's that graffiti I'm talking about on the building that they just gave up. So one day maybe they'll paint it and they'll put a fence around it, but that building is probably unoccupied, or yeah, that means no one's in it. So either that, or like I said, they just gave up. So why even waste paint, because they're just gonna come back the next day. So there you go, a good look at the war on graffiti lost in Oakland. All that graffiti is lost. Everybody's in a hurry in Oakland too. Everybody's in a hurry. Look at, how do they keep that one so clean? I don't know. But these are people's homes right on the street. Everywhere you see a camper, that's someone's home. And a lot of these people have jobs, so leave them alone. Okay, this is where we're going to end this video, right about here. The war on graffiti. Oakland's war on graffiti. Let's end this video right here at the, we'll call this West Side Oakland, or West Oakland Skate Park. Oh, look at that classic car alert. All right, this is where you're going to find some good graffiti. I guess you can't park on this side of the street or something. Yeah, there's some graffiti there. I was going to find a place to park, but I don't think that's going to be possible. I was going to get out and show you the West Oakland Skate Park, but not around here. Not around here, I'm not. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to just keep on going. I'm not going to go to that skate park. I'm not going to go to that skate park. Videotape me right here, he says. I'm going to keep on going. Here we go, here we go. There you go. Videotape me right here. There you go. There you are on videotape. But that's where you just listen to your sixth sense and keep on going. Question mark? Oh boy, that was dumb. Now I'm going to be stuck right back to where he's at. All right, let's flip this car around safely. Oh good, I can turn right here. So if I just turn right here, then I'm good. So there is a park here. But boy, am I out of my element. I'm like a, what do you call that? A unicorn. They're partying in West Oakland. Oh, he's gonna park there. Look it. He's gonna make it. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? DeFermery Park is where I'm at. All right. They come in all signs. It says do not loitering, but they like to loiter here. So just remember, we all gather in our own groups. All right, let's go in this video, I said. I was going to end it at that skate park, but no, no, no. Yep, every little bit is full of graffiti. You think Oakland has lost the war on the graffiti? Even the spots you don't think they can reach, they reach. And if you don't be careful, you'll run into some big potholes here too. See how it's even up there? I don't know. Like I said, this isn't a good zoomer. Yeah, just look at every fence, every business. Yeah, everything full of graffiti. But you already knew that. If you live in Los Angeles, that's just as bad, if not worse. So, graffiti is either loved or hated. I don't think there's any in between, do you? And Oakland, looks like you lost the war on graffiti. And Camel, you won the war. Camel fellas, that guy is all over the place. He gets on the Camel fellas. He gets on the top of almost everything. So, yeah, the war on the poor. Don't forget about the poor, because someday we could all be there, believe it or not. Definitely, for sure. If we're not already there, believe it or not. You could be hoping for a little bit of money from strangers, and strangers don't have money themselves anymore. That's the problem, is people aren't generous. Easy for me to say, but yeah. Do you see any Oakland? No, I don't see any open spaces on the wall. Oh, hang on, lady, you better hang on. You seen that shirt that says, if you can read this, my girlfriend fell off? All right. Well, let's get on the road and end this video right where I said I was going to end it. Hang on, lady, hang on. Oh, green light, let's go. Okay, as I'm making my way to the end of this video, I gotta find well, I know where I'm going, but this is just a popular little turn around the 880 going south in Oakland. You're just driving down the freeway, and I don't know how these graffiti artists actually get to where, well, how do they get here? So you're driving down the freeway and all of a sudden there's a wall of graffiti. Now, when do these guys come out and spray paint? I don't know. You See how they get way up there on the overpasses, the graffiti artists? Are they called artists, or are they just called defacers? But all the signs got it. But here is that wall. Look at all the walls around this corner have all been filled up. Look at all the graffiti. Look at it. My goodness, on both sides. Graffiti, graffiti, graffiti. You can't stop seeing it. See how I have that little gap? All that graffiti, graffiti. All right. We're almost there. Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. It is apparent that I am at the graffiti-free, that's right, graffiti-free old In-N-Out Burger. That's right. I don't know if that's sign language, but that means old In-N-Out Burger. Let me take you over here. As you can see here in Oakland, that is the old, that's right, Walmart. Walmart is closed down. Too much crime in Oakland in this Hagenberger Triangle. That's what we call this, Hagenberger Triangle. And right here is the graffiti-free In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out still owns this building, so they're paying a full-time security guard 24 hours a day to keep this building graffiti-free. So you'll see graffiti almost every part of Oakland, but not here at this location. 24 hours a day. If you want a building to stay white like this, well, you are going to have to pay a security guard. Let's see if there was one little piece of graffiti up here at one time. And is it still there? It was behind that tree. I don't see it. But this is the old In-N-Out Burger. So if you think you're going to have an In-N-Out Burger here in Oakland, yeah, there's still a little bit of graffiti behind that. But all this is graffiti free. Look at this. We'll go ahead and walk this whole building. All this old In-N-Out, the graffiti free. So if you want a building to stay white, you either need to paint it yourself once a week or have a full-time security guard. Look at that. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about. Not anymore. Not in Oakland. You're not going to have a hamburger. And you're just going to have security. They even have a, what do you call that? I'm putting it in quotes, a fake security here. So you got the full timer, and then behind them you got the truck. There it is, the old In-N-Out. They got rid of the old palm trees. This car line used to be full of people. Not anymore. Crime has killed In-N-Out. Look at even the streets got weeds. All these streets are full of weeds. So here's the graffiti I'm talking about. So Oakland, you lost the war on graffiti. Even though you're still fighting it. It's kind of like, it's almost like all wars. They must go on. All wars must go on. And these are the people that they're fighting against. Yep, you can see where they painted over it at one time and they just come back the next day. So there's just a nice clean patch for the next person. Looks like Toyota's always doing their patching up. But there you go. This is what Oakland looks like. Before I end you with adieu. Look at the trash, look at the buckets. I don't even want to kick that bag. You don't know what's in it. But there you go. All this used to be full of customers, In-N-Out customers. Not anymore. So if you want a building with no graffiti in Oakland, you're going to have to either paint it every day, maybe every week, or you're going to have to get a full-time security guard. Let's go ahead and get a selfie stick of them. There you go. Full-time security guard of the In-N-Out Oakland location. That's right. So maybe In-N-Out has hopes that Oakland will straighten its act out someday. I don't know. I don't know what it's thinking. But it's definitely one of the only buildings without graffiti in all of Oakland. One of the few. Like I said, you got to either keep it up yourself or paint it every day. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Oakland's War on Graffiti adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. Yeah, there's cameras everywhere around here, too. Maybe that's a screenshot. Postscript. All right. Here's the old Walmart. Looks like they need to clean it up a little, don't you think? Where are you going? So there's another casualty of Oakland. Just imagine all the millions of dollars that could be made right here, but just too much theft. You can't have a store when you walk out of it stealing. And there's the Raising Cane's where you can't eat indoors anymore. You can only do the drive-through. It was too dangerous to eat inside. People were getting robbed. So they put this new wrought iron fence is new around it also. So not only can you not eat in, they have a fence so people can't rob you while you're sitting in line. Okay, we're gonna finish this video with just a quick look to see if the homeless have been cleared out of this location. At one time this was oh yeah, they're all gone. They considered this a hazardous location. So I did a video of this being cleaned up and they only cleaned up half of it, but now look at it. Wow. It's all cleaned up. Never seen it this clean. All right, well, nothing to see here. I bet you this rental business is glad to have their business back, for sure. All right. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these postscript adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, all that hippie jazz. Don't be driving and videotaping. Okay, okay.